Morning, this is Brian. Today is Tuesday, September 6, 2022. I'm here at Mt Soledad Natural Park in La Jolla, not that far from the cross. Just in this little stand of coastal chaparral, just enjoying some peace and quiet to start off the day. Beehive over here. Must be a beehive in there. I see a lot of bees flying around. I'm just walking around looking at the little scrub oaks over here. Quercus dumosa. Of course, lemonade sumac in their really gnarled, beautiful architecture. Peaceful morning here. Beautiful scrub oaks just popping over the edge there. Let's see, there was a little spot I used to go down. I can remember where it is. Get some really dramatic coastal canyon views. See if I can remember where it is. You go a little ways down the hill. Let's see if I can find it. Might be up here on the hill a little bit. See if I can find it real quickly. Your rented birds are chirping everywhere. Love it. It's over on the hill over here. Good views of the light over here. Beautiful Torrey pine. Gets right over here somewhere, I believe. area's always overwatered. Yeah, here it is. Sad thing is, they don't always overwater this area. They always overwater it. It's always swampy when I walk over it. Yeah, this is gonna take you down a little bit to see some pretty nice canyon views here. But yeah, look at that. Ooh, Audubon's cottontail. Yeah, I've been here where there are scores of bunnies hopping around up here. Usually at night. Come here at night before, and there were scores of cottontails just hopping around the grassy area. But yeah, this is where we're going to start getting some canyon views. But look at this. The water's so much that it starts coming down here in this little gulch, little gully-like thing right here. And it starts draining down the mountain. That's from the overuse of water here. It's actually quite inappropriate because the ground is always swampy when I'm up here. It's always sloshing underneath my feet. Probably why there's a big rut over here. But that's beside the story. Yeah, you get some very dramatic little canyons over here. And that's kind of why I like this little spot right here. Just looking down, you just see the deep ravines cut into the hillside here. That's one thing I've always loved about this little spot. You got some very steep views down this side of Soledad on the northwestern slope. Just cut into this marine sedimentary soil with all these little rock cobbles and everything. It's just pretty neat to look at. Of course, you get the ocean kind of backlit by the sun. This is really cool. I like this little spot. This is how this coastal chaparral just clings to these very precipitous slopes. This is really nice up here. I like this spot. There's Little Black Mountain right there. Rancho Penasquito Black Mountain. Yep. And there's another Black Mountain. Cleveland National Forest. They usually call that Big Black Mountain. That's the one near Ramona, which is quite a bit higher. Look at this. Look at the slopes here. Crows flying. It's just so peaceful over here. Look at that. Look at the bunny. It's beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Yep. Silvilagus auduboni, the beautiful Audubon cottontail. Very common around here. Hopping into the chamise, toyon, lemonade, sumac. Just clinging to these precipitous slopes. Cool thing is there are a couple of coast live oak trees kind of clinging into that little ravine down there. A few coast live oaks in there. That's the west summit, which is the actual the highest point here on Soledad. That's the high point. The east high point's about 11 feet lower. Just for a little trivia, people often think this is the actual high point, but the highest point is actually just beyond the fence in private property. Yeah, beautiful morning vibes up here. See where this goes, if anywhere. Yeah, it just goes to a really precipitous slope of marine sedimentary soil. Look at that. Really cool. Really neat views here. There are a lot of these ravines and cuts here to the soil. Hopefully before it gets too hot I can get into a spotlight video somewhere. I'm not going to do it here, I don't think. I think I'm going to do it in this area, but maybe I'll ride off to a really short canyon walk and maybe get into a spotlight video over there. Not going to be out super late today. Is this going to get hot? Ooh, and another little pathway over here. There's a lot to explore up here on Soledad if you take the time to. There are lots of little trails that kind of link its way through. If you park down in one of those cul-de-sacs, it's called La Jolla Scenic Drive South. You go up this steep little berm on a really faint use trail. Climb up the steep berm, you'll meet a road, an old service road, power lines on it, and you can hike up Soledad. You can hike up to the cross. Makes you earn it, which is really cool, actually. See if I can remember which one it was from here. But it's one of these cul-de-sacs down here. I think it's that one. I think it's that one, if I remember correctly. But you can hike up the berm to the service road, or whatever that is, and then you'll branch left on a trail, and an actual trail will take you up to the top of this. But when I did it, I think, if I remember correctly, it led up closer to that side of the cross, on that side a little bit more. But I know there is a network of trails, and I definitely would like to plan another hike up this one day. It was a fun hike. It's really short, a little steep in spots, but definitely worth getting a nice morning hike in if you want to actually feel what it's like to actually hike up Soledad instead of driving up it like most people do. There are ways to hike it if you take the time to do the research, and I've always wanted to do it, and back in 2019 I did it. I know I filmed some of the hike down from it, but what I actually did is I hiked up to the cross and then hiked up to the summit area as far as I could go without being fenced off by private property. And because I just felt like earning the summit of Soledad. I've admired this since I was a kid. I lived in the eastern shadow of it in Claremont, so I always admired this prominent landmark here. Got to know what it's like to climb up it. But yeah, you'll join that service road, that wide trail, and then you'll find a trail on your left that'll start leading you uphill. So yeah, you park at the cul-de-sac on La Jolla Scenic Drive South, hike up that steep berm, then you'll eventually come up upon a use trail that'll take you to the service road. When you take the service road, branch left, and start climbing up. And you're climbing up mostly more of a slightly northern aspect, so the chaparral is very lush. Some of it's very tall and over your head, so it's actually quite a beautiful hike. If you're into our beautiful chaparral here, definitely makes for a nice morning adventure. And you can see here there's a lot of room to maneuver coming up here.